Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Beyond the Scenes. My name is Karine Wilson and I'm the founder and creator of Beyond the Scenes. Now we have been putting out a lot of videos and I'm sure you're wondering what the backstory is Beyond the Scenes. So I'm here today to clear that out. So during the pandemic, there were so many distressing news and people dying and loss of jobs, etc. So around me was just a lot of bad news. In my own family, I experienced some of my relatives dying, as well. Friends and so on lost their jobs, and it was just a lot of chaos. So, I thought, boy, it would be good if we had something that could, even while we're going through these struggles and pain, that, somebody's voice is there to encourage. And so the idea of a podcast came, but then I am so very shy that I was like, oh my God. All right, how am I going to do this? Do I write? Because I love to write. It's one of my strongest pursuits. And do I write like I normally do? But if I do write, how do I have an audience that, can partake of the content? And so the podcast came. It's an audio, so of course I can hide behind the audio. So I said, why not do an audio? And I sat with it there for a while. I recognized that even the children who went to school, sometimes they would be so stressed out because being at home, on the computer, some of them didn't even have laptops and so on. It was just stressful for them and a stressful change and time for everyone in terms of even finances. People who never had money put down to do anything, where do we get money now to buy extra masks, to make sure that we have extra sanitizer, to make sure we find tablets for the children, all of that. It was just so chaotic. So I thought of it and I heard the voice of God, like he was saying, Karine, I need to hear your voice. And I'm like, jeez, God, see me talk already, and it just wouldn't stop. So I said, all right, I'm hearing him, but let me make, baby steps. And I said, all right, I'm gonna get a mic. So I researched and I had this list. God actually told me what the name of the podcast was, and he said it's Beyond the Scenes, not scenes as in a movie, but the SEENS, beyond what you see of people in front of you. There are many stories, motivating stories, that have brought people to where they are. And if people share these, then, even in the ordinariness of life, we can be motivated. So I researched, I said, okay, so this is a good mic to get. I'm going to need a camera. But I thought of the camera, but in my mind, Karine, go in front of a camera, just audio so I can hide and be a normal, laid back self behind the scenes sort of person. So I got the mic, and I think my first introductory audio to the podcast was like 59 seconds. I was so shy, I was so nervous. And I said, okay, Karine, but you're not motivating anybody, you're just telling them what the podcast is. And I said, all right, I'm going to try and do an episode where I motivate someone. I recorded it, listened to it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, your voice sounds awfully. You don't even have radio voice. Well, I go talk to people about. And I think I did about 4 takes of that one. Like, oh my God. So I put it up on the audio. I didn't even promote it because, of course, I'm shy. The content to me don't sound good. Your voice don't even sound broadcastish or whatever. What are you doing? And so I asked one of my friends, I said, you mind if I interview you? Because the intent of the podcast is to interview persons, get their stories. I had in mind, people downtown in the market, normal people who, are overcomers, the windscreen wiper, the handicap man, the shopkeeper, the hairdresser, not any big person that up here, but, we're gonna get there eventually. But I didn't want to focus the content on them first, even though they're also overcomers. And so I asked my friend, I said, boy, she brave, because I wouldn't agree, right? And she came. She was as nervous as I was, but we did it. And I think she shared it with a few people. I had to even be encouraging her to share it because the two was shy. And then I said, all right. So if she speaks and I interview her, she talks, maybe I can get some salient points and then expound on those. So I said, all right, I'm gonna do that. Then I found another friend, and she willingly agreed, and I interviewed her. And I said, okay, you're not going so bad. And I remember once I interviewed one person, and she was so impressed. And I'm like, okay, wow. And she's like, you need to be in front of the camera. I'm like, me camera? So of course, we start make up all of the excuses. Then, I don't have any camera, and I don't have this, and I'm gonna need this, and I'm gonna need that. And she's like, oh, really? How much is it for a camera? I said, what should I talk about? So she said, go on Amazon and look. And so I went on Amazon and I saw it, and I go, oh my God, Lord, what is this now? If I tell her when I see her, what is she leading me on? So I saw it. She said, okay, put it in your cart. I mean, I don't know money when I put it in my cart for. And she actually like purchased the camera for me. So that was several months ago, and I just started YouTube content like in October. So like a month ago I started, because I was still shy and getting over my own nervousness. Another of my friends, he's like, Karine, you say you want to go on the streets and so on, so I'm gonna get you a mobile, what's the name of it, a portable mic and so on. And I said, yeah man, that portable mic came maybe about 4 months ago. I haven't gone anywhere to do it, but for me it has been encouraging, because as I interview persons and they share their own fears, I was like, Karine is not you alone in this thing. I interviewed Tony, and she said, boy, she putting out content she never expected that someone would say, it's good content, but she did it anyway. And I talked to some of my friends, and I'm like, boy, you're so brave. And they're like, no, I'm not brave. We're fair, but we do it anyway. And I said, oh, but that's a good posture to have, And so as I interview every guest on the podcast, it's like I myself have benefited so much from their own encouragement. And so this is just a space for us to like get over our own fears, be authentic in. But I never thought that could work, when I interviewed Shaima in Connecticut, and she said that she used to dress up in the office and go to work, even though no clients, she never have no schedule, but it's like just that step of doing something towards the dream that she had that worked. And so I said, all right, Karine, you don't know how to edit one video, all right? This video that you do, it need editing. It not really, the best face, it not look good, but the voice came and said, yeah, we had fear now, but we did it anyway. And I said, oh, all right, man, we'll put it up on YouTube. So I put it up and I tell a couple friends, the ones that were probably not going to say, Karine, what kind of foolishness is this, And so I shared it and I said, oh, it's working. Because I felt better, the fact that even the worst video that I thought was the worst video was up, and I didn't feel badly about it. And so I said, let me just continue. So I've been trying to get content together and, trying to motivate other people, even in the process. And even like my friends who had interviewed before, their comments and so on, it sort of propels me. So it's like I'm on that journey as well with them. And so it's like, no, and I hear God shouting on my head again, Karine, I want to hear a voice, I want to hear a voice. Like, I've not given him everything that he wants, but I think I'm making the steps in the right direction, and I'm happy that you guys are enjoying the content. I recognize though that from some of the interviews, it's like the focus is not only on telling the stories, but also supporting the persons in their vision. So you find that I may have interviewed Auntie Joy. No, Auntie Joy is the owner of a basic school, and she wanted some stuff. So I said, okay, Karine, don't stop at just doing the interview. Try to see if you could get persons to support her in achieving her dream. And so I find that I still carry that. So even though I interview the persons, I still walk with them. Whatever their dreams and aspirations were, there's still a sense that this is who I am, this is who I want to be, and how can I Karine come alongside. And I think also me coming alongside and making that step also encourages other people to come alongside. So I'm enjoying the community. Like I said, what it stands for is just persons hearing stories and being encouraged, and also sharing their own stories with us, so that we know that, you know, failure is like a stepping stone to greatness. It's not that you're gonna stop where you are, and some things that even we consider failure to be, they're not failure, but like Christina would say, it's just God's way of putting you inside of your own purpose. And so we just encourage you, if you have stories that you want to share with us, sometimes you don't even know you want to share it, but when you find how impacting it is on someone else, you know, then you can contact us. Our email address is stories@BeyondTheScenes, and remember, it's scenes with SEENS. So email us at stories@BeyondTheScenes. You can find us on social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter and TikTok as well, and YouTube, of course, at Beyond the Scenes podcast. We also have a website, BeyondTheScenes.com, and so you can go on, check out our content. We ask that you like it, share it with someone, and also subscribe. I think the subscription is good. You know, you find that, okay, people are not only viewing it, but yes, this person really think it's something good that you're doing, and they want to be a part of it. You know, click the notification bell so that you're notified whenever we have new content. If there's anything that you want us to talk about, or, you know, anybody that you think could benefit from having their story shared, then you could also, you know, contact us via email, or, you know, you could leave a comment on any of our videos. So that's the backstory of how Beyond the Scenes started. God said, Kareen, let me hear your voice, and I want to hear your voice on issues that are facing the people and how those persons have overcome. And so we can create, you know, an atmosphere of people who are overcomers, and people who are not selfish in their overcoming, but they want, you know, other persons to thrive and be successful as well. So thank you for listening to my story again. Like, subscribe, and share. Until next time. Thank you. Stay tuned.